Hi. So, what, what you're not being told about Afghanistan and the Taliban? First of all, Afghanistan on the news has had more airtime in the past 10 years than it has had in the past 20 years. The Taliban fought a civil war in the 90s and they won. The Taliban have just fought 20 years against NATO and they've won. They've won the war. NATO is the world's most advanced, most powerful military alliance, military network that the world has ever seen. Never mind the Romans, or the Saxons, or the Vikings, where else have we got? The Normans, the Spartans. NATO is the most advanced military network the world has ever seen. And the Taliban beat them. They outfought them, outwitted them diplomatically, strategic on all levels, and you have to give them their dues. They won the war. It's their country. Now, what you're hearing on the news is women's rights, how are women going to be treated? Okay. How are Afghan government and military personnel going to be treated? Now, at the moment, you don't know how that's going to turn out. Will the Taliban execute a few people? I dare say they will. Are they going to treat women like shit? I hope not, because women need respect, dignity and equality all over the world. But at the end of the day, it's their country and they will have to decide. Now, we've heard Britain, America, the EU, the UN, the World Bank saying that if the Taliban government doesn't treat women with respect and starts executing people, there's going to be diplomatic and financial sanctions on the country as a whole. Well, if diplomatic and financial sanctions was ever going to work on Afghanistan, they would have worked in 2001. That didn't happen. Diplomacy doesn't work. Finance doesn't work. War doesn't work in Afghanistan. The Taliban has won. They've won the war. Leave them alone and let them run their country how they see fit. It's their country. We're pulling out. We're running away. NATO is running away. Boris Johnson, Joe Biden, they've ballsed this up. They have ballsed this up. They are creating this chaos. And this is what you've got to remember. The media is talking about women's rights. The media is now talking about ISIS in Afghanistan. There's no need to be mentioning any of this. You want to know why? What is anybody going to do about it? Is NATO and the Western world going to leave Afghanistan, regroup, resupply, reorganise, then re-invade Afghanistan to weed out ISIS? No. Are they going to re-invade Afghanistan to preserve and uphold women's rights in Afghanistan? No, they're not. So the media is now giving it all of this about X, Y, and Z, what's going to happen in Afghanistan when we withdraw. There's no point in talking about it because nobody's going to do nothing about it. Interesting, I think this. I think the Taliban are going to reach out to the Western world. I think they are going to use diplomacy as a nation state, and I'm hoping that they're going to surprise us. Are they going to throw 20 years of war away to win it, just to be ostracised, just to be the next North Korea? I don't think so. On the other hand, I could be completely wrong. The domino effect, Taliban taking over Afghanistan, reinvigorating radical Islam throughout the world. Watch Pakistan, because Pakistan has its own version of the Taliban. Pakistan, the Islamic madrasas, with CIA money, created the Taliban. Pakistan has nuclear warheads. So what's got to happen if the Taliban start making progress in Pakistan, start taking over the country, are we going to invade Pakistan? So let's just hope that the Taliban government in Afghanistan does use diplomacy and does reach out to the world for respect and cooperation, and we better respect them and cooperate with them, or we'll just be creating another asshole of a mess that could spill over into Pakistan, which could then drag countries like say Russia, China, India into a wider regional conflict. That's the truth about Afghanistan. That's the truth about the Taliban. That's the truth about what may or may not happen. Okay, so do yourself a favour, switch off the BBC, CNN, whatever, because all this drama that they're talking about, nobody's got to do nothing about it. And that's the real sad thing, isn't it? Hey ho, my 2 pence worth.